Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about Firebase Studio. To begin, let me launch a browser and then we're going to go over what Firebase Studio is. Firebase Studio is an integrated development environment built by Google. It is based on Visual Studio Code and the infrastructure runs on Google Cloud. It includes the features, languages, and plugins supported by VS Code. It also has unique functionality built by Google. To start building with Firebase Studio, you have to search Firebase Studio and then click on this first link or click on the second link. Firebase Studio is a full-stack AI workspace web development environment. It accelerates your entire development lifecycle with AI agents. With Firebase Studio, you can build backends, front-ends, and mobile apps all in one place. You can go from opening your browser to building in minutes, not hours. Import your existing repositories from GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, or your local machine with support for most tech stacks. Use the app prototyping agent within Firebase to quickly create a new application using natural language, markups, drawing tools, and screenshots. Or you can simply select from a language catalog of popular frameworks or language templates. You can also customize your environment within Next. Firebase Studio has Gemini built in, so you don't have to go outside of Firebase to have your AI integrated. It is already integrated. As you build your app, you can preview it for both Android or you can preview it for web. To get started, I'm just going to click here, try Firebase Studio, and then we're going to sign into our Google account. I'll put in my password and then I'll click next. It should sign me in. Accept the terms and conditions for Firebase service. I'm going to leave everything here checked and then I'll click confirm. Firebase Studio is still in preview. It has a prompt-based interface just like with ChatGPT or with Gemini. You can prototype an app with AI by simply asking it what you want to build. You can start with a template or a new workspace. You can import a repo from GitHub. Here you have other integrations. Now let's start prototyping with Firebase Studio. Let me get the prompt that I want to use for this app. Open Perplexity and then we're going to ask it to give us options of an app that we can create within Firebase Studio. So here is Perplexity AI. Here I'm going to simply tell it to give me different options of the apps that I can create within Firebase Studio. I just signed up or signed into Firebase Studio and I want you to give me a list of simple app solutions that I can create in Firebase Studio just by prompting. I'll send. Perplexity will give me a list of potential apps that I can create. We're going to actually create one of those apps. Examples of simple app solutions you can create by prompting. We have Task Tracker, create a simple web app that displays a list of to-do items. Let's see, budgeting app, let's see, journal app, YouTube video assistant, rocket paper session game, travel journal, simple contact form. We're going to go with the first one, Tracker. We're going to ask Firebase to create a simple web app that displays a list of to-do items. Users should be able to add new items, mark items as complete, delete items, and export the list as a text file. Use a clean UI with material design. I'll copy this prompt and then we're going to go ahead and give it to Firebase and see what it creates. So I'm going to right click here and then paste what I copied from Perplexity AI. Here is what we want to create. We want Firebase to create a simple web app that displays a to-do list of items. Users should be able to add new items, mark items as complete, delete items, and export the list of items as text file. The UI should be clean with material design. Once you have your prompt ready, you can simply prototype with AI and then it should prototype for you. Here you can also add an attachment within your prompt. If you have like a design of what you want to build, you can upload the attachment here and then Firebase Studio will take that into consideration as it builds the prototype for your app. So now with this prompt ready, I'm just going to click prototype with AI and then we'll let the AI do its thing. So here's the app blueprint. So Firebase Studio has gone ahead and created an app blueprint for us. The app will be called Taskmaster. and it will include features such as task display that displays a list of tasks with a clean material design inspired interface. It will allow us to add new tasks to the list. We will have the ability to complete tasks, task deletion, and then task export. This is the blueprint for our basic app, and then this is the color scheme. You can also edit this if in case you want to add or remove something from this. You can click here on the customize. It will bring you to this page, and then you can actually go in here, add or subtract something from the blueprint. We're not going to be doing any customization, so I'm just going to click cancel. Here you can also ask it to update the interface. For now, I'm fine with the app prototype or the app blueprint, so I'm going to simply click on this button, prototype this app. Firebase is going and building a prototype of the Taskmaster app that we want to create. It is going through and writing the code for us, so we'll just sit back and wait for Firebase to do its thing. It has completed the task list, it has added a task form, app header, and all of that stuff. We'll just wait for Firebase Studio to build the app for us, and then we'll test it and see if it works the way the prototype or blueprint was supposed to work. Here we have our app, Taskmaster. The first iteration of your app prototype is ready. Try it out in the preview window and describe the changes you would like to make below. The interface doesn't look that bad. Taskmaster is the name of the app. We have an export task button here to export it. We have an option here to add a new task. We can also click this button. Once you type in a new task, it will add it below. Let's test this to see if it works. To create a task, type what needs to be done. Create a plan for your first Firebase app. So this will be the first task. Create a plan for your first Firebase app. We'll click add. So here you can see it has added that task to the list. We have the option here to delete the task. We're going to add a couple, and then we'll try the export to see if it actually works. The next task will be prototype this app and make changes as needed. And then click add. As you can see, it is working the way it is supposed to. It is adding different tasks. We have the ability to add and remove tasks. So let me add another one. Test and deploy the app for end users. And then I'll click add. We have created 3 different tasks. So let's say this first task, create a plan for your first Firebase app, is complete. So we can just click here to mark it complete. Once you click the check, you have a strike through indicating that the task has been completed. If you no longer want this task on the list, you can click here to delete it. So let's click to see if that works. Create a plan has been removed. It works the way it's supposed to. Now let's try export and see if it works. Export task seems to work. Task list on Firebase, and then we're just going to save that as a text file on the desktop, and let me open it. Here's a task list that we just downloaded, so let me just open that and see if it contains the 2 items. Double click on that, double click on this to open the text file. Here are the 2 items. Test and deploy the app for end users. Prototype this app and make changes. It is working, but let's ask for more changes. I'm going to search for a task list app, and then we're going to tell it to make changes based on that. Task management, sample task management interface. Let's just look here and click up to see different task management tools. Okay, let's go with this one, Smart Sheets. Ask Firebase to update the task management interface to look more like that for Smart Sheets. Please update the user interface to look similar to that of Smartsheet. Paste the website link here, and then I'm going to send. We'll see what it comes back with. It's going to update the UI to look similar to what we have here. This is so complex, but I want to push Firebase to its limit and see what it can do beyond just the basic application that it has developed for us. As you can see here, Firebase is going ahead and updating the user interface. Is coding the user interface to look similar to that of Smartsheet. Smartsheet is also a task management interface. Did the update. The interface hasn't changed that much, but let's see if it still works. Update the current UI to look more like that of Smartsheet. Add task. It is still working. Within this interface, as you're building and prototyping your apps, you can also annotate within your interface. Click on annotate, and then it brings up these tools that you can use to do your annotations. You have the selector, you have the rectangle. So I'm just going to type some text here, so I will click the text, and then I'm going to just go ahead and type some text below. Let me pick a color for the text, pick a green color. I'm just going to say this app was built by Firebase using simple prompting. Add a line, pick the color of the line that I want, and then I'm going to add a line across like this, and I'll say use the annotated drawing or text to update the UI as needed, and then I'll just click send. It is using this as an image, so it's going to update the UI and include that. Now you can see here it has updated the UI. This app was built by Firebase using simple prompting. It has put that as the footer. As you build your apps, you can use the annotate option within Firebase to draw or design your app or interface the way you want, and then ask Firebase to include that into the UI. Within the interface, you can also use this to select. You can use this to share a preview link, and then you can use this to open in a new window to see the actual code and the actual file. Here you can switch to code. If you are ready to publish your app, you can just click here publish, and then it should walk you through the process of publishing. But let me show you the code and the files. To see the code, use this tag sign. Click here to switch. You can see that I'm in a similar environment to VS Code. You can see all of the different files that went into creating this project, and you can update them as needed. Here you have your coding interface, and here to the right you have your app. Once you're within the programming interface, you have the option for Gemini. So now you can switch to Gemini and just prompt it similar to Cursor AI. You can simply just start prompting it and asking it to update the app accordingly, depending on what you want to update. In terms of models, Firebase comes with an integrated free model. To change it, you can click here, switch between different models for Gemini. To ask it to do things, just type it here. If you have an image and you want to upload it and ask it to update your UI, you can do so. Once everything is ready, you can just click publish and then go through the process to publish your app. We are going to switch back to the web-based interface. Click here to switch to prototype. We are now back in the web interface. As you can see here, our app is still working the way it's supposed to. Final test for this basic app, and then we can add that to the list. This is how you can easily use Firebase Studio to create a web-based application. It's very useful for prototyping and building full-blown web applications using Firebase and Gemini. If you like the video so far, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.